I kind of want to move on a little bit because I do want to get to know how Capsule Corp came together and about Chinatown. So, how did you meet Chinatown, and how did Capsule Corp how did you get the idea to make a producer duo like that?
All right, I met China because strictly because China made the song View with Fani, and I really liked that beat. And at the time when I was making beats, I was making that style. This is right when I first started. Like I had made beats for maybe like a year prior, and then this was going into my second year, and I was really starting to fine tune my sound and figure out how I wanted it to sound. But China, and at that point, I could tell like how his beats were, and in that beat View, I was like, yeah, this is what I'm going for. This is already what I'm working towards. He's the only other person I've heard that has any beats similar to what I was already looking for and trying to do. So I hit him up and was like, hey man, I like the song you did View. What's up? You trying to collab? And he was like, yeah, bro. And he checked my page. I was like, I like your stuff too. We sound pretty similar. And we just started talking and got cool. Come to find out, he was from North Carolina. I'm from South Carolina. He only lived like 2 hours away from me. We started talking on the phone, FaceTiming, sending each other collabs. And we started getting the same placements. We started talking and working with the same people. And then when we were like, like we work good together when we just put like when we collab the sound, and we sound really good separate. And then we just started talking one day, and I think I mentioned Dragon Ball Z or something. I was like, I've been wanting to make like a producer group, like a duo kind of thing. And he was like, yeah, that'd be cool. And then I was like, I don't really know how to describe our sound. It sounds really wavy, really trippy. Like, not, it sounds like trap beats, but at the same time, it doesn't. It sounds like video game background music to me. Like when you're playing Pokemon and you're running around or something. And the way I could explain it was like when you're watching Dragon Ball Z, how they have the different music in the background. And in Dragon Ball Z, there's this company called Capsule Corp, and I just put it together and was like, I can't call it Dragon Ball Z or anything like that. So I was like, Capsule Corp would be cool. And then I went out and I hunted the internet and found a tag where Goku is saying Capsule Corp. And then I was like, hey man, how you feel about this? Because we were originally going to call it Capsule Click, and I was like, I don't know if I like that. And I was like, we'll just call it Capsule Corp, because I didn't want to bite too hard from the Dragon Ball Z thing, but I was like, I'll just change the S to a dollar sign, and I feel like our sound fits that. It sounds like a wavy, trippy, anime, video game kind of sound that we make, so let's just call it that, and then here we are.
Wow, so all that, the name and everything came from a Dragon Ball Z.
Yep.
Was it like an episode, or was it
No,
just
Capsule
a
Corp is
series?
actually, if you're familiar with the characters, Bulma. Bulma is Vegeta's wife, and they have a kid son named Trunks. But Bulma's dad is Capsule is has like a company called Capsule Corp, and you go to Capsule Corp, and they have these little pill capsules, and it makes anything. So like you say you want to go into Capsule Corp and be like, I want food. They'll give you this capsule. You press the button, throw it, and then it turns into food. So basically, the idea was like, we can make anything you want. We're Capsule Corp. If you want this type of beat or this kind of style, this kind of sound, we're going to give you that capsule. You press the button, throw it out, poof, boom. And that's pretty much what happens, man. Do you want this kind of beat, this kind of style? Get on the capsule beat, bam, poof, boom. Now your career is a little bit elevated. And I don't say that to be cocky, but I say it to be like, look at the facts. And if you look at it realistically, me and China only have one placement together as Capsule Corp, and that's the song First Day in the Trap with Fani, Uno, and Mar 90. And it was the one and only song that we technically have together as a Capsule Corp collab, as a placement, and it's over 1 million plays, and it was one of their biggest popping songs. It was one of their best songs at the time,
Wow.
and that's how it happened. And that's why our slogan is "Pop a capsule and feel the wave." That's our slogan.
Really? Okay. I don't think I've ever heard that slogan before.
Yeah, but there you go. Pop a capsule and feel the wave. So if anybody ever bites that, you know where it came from.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, when I first heard your beats, I came across, I think the first time I'd ever heard of you or China was when I was listening to D Savage, because I was noticing, I'm like, because I just found his music, and I'm noticing, I'm like, holy shit, I'm like, this man Milan is like all these beats, like all these songs are his biggest songs. Every single song
Yeah.
that they're making. And another thing that that kind of caught my eye a little bit was usually when I find producers, I will check the prices, and usually the highest price I'll see is like 60 at least. I noticed off
Yeah.
rip, your beat price was like, I think it was like 300 when I looked at it a while back.
Yeah, on my track train I have it at 300, and I kind of do that to kind of scare the less serious people away. If you actually know me and know how I operate, like it's best to just DM me as opposed to buy a beat off the track train because there's no negotiation there. Like I understand, like we talked about earlier, I was a college student, so I know a lot of these people have different backgrounds, but they just want to make music and want to use my beat. So I work with people's prices, but I tell everybody off rip, like if they ask like how much are your beats, I always say first, what is your budget? And people take that as like I'm gonna try to finesse them, but no, I'm gonna tell you just like I told a million other people, my leases are 250, exclusives are 500. If you can't afford that, then we can still work something out. Like, but I'm not selling you no beat for $30, $25, not with my track record. No, I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay. So you just said that your exclusive price was 500. I didn't know that. I don't think anybody even knows that because that's not even posted.
Yeah, nobody buys my beats exclusively. I actually don't like doing exclusive beats. I do, and the thing is with exclusive beats, that's for like regular people. That's for people that just randomly hit me up. My exclusive beats when I do business with labels is $1,500. I have paperwork proving it. It's happened more than once. It's like so I'm not charged. I'm not knocking people over the head. People are paying for my beats for what I'm asking. That's why I don't mind working with people's prices and working with people because I understand, like it would be crazy of me to be like, if somebody asks me, can I get a lease? And I say, yeah. And they say, how much is it? 250. And then I go and look in their bio or see what they're about. And it's like a 16-year-old kid in high school. He works at Zaxby's or some shit, Chick-fil-A or something. Like I'm not gonna charge him 250. That's his 2 weeks check. But if he's like, look, man, I'm this age, this, that, and the third. I got $60. All right, we can work something out, man. I'll figure out something for you. Like, I'll do that. I'll see what I can do. I try to work with people because I mean I understand. Like, but at the same time, I do know I know my worth as well.
Yeah. At the same time, if you see dude in your inbox, if he in your DMs talking about he wants a beat, and you see that all his pictures on Twitter or
Or
Instagram,
with money,
yeah,
yeah. Like, nah, bro, you're gonna have to come. Yeah, you're gonna have to come up off of that because you're making it seem like you're trying to. If you're gonna be that persona, like I got money, I got bread. All right, let's see it.
exactly, yeah. Like people be talking about how they got money and they're in the DMs begging for discounts, and it's like
Begging for discounts. Hey, can you? I only got $25 on me, this, that, and the third. And I'm not hating on people that only have a $25 budget, but what am saying is, if your budget is $25, don't have your persona out there making it seem like your budget is $2,500.
exactly
Like that, because then it looks like, okay, you're a more serious artist. You're making money. Obviously, you're doing something. So let's work something out. But like you said earlier, you said you never really heard anybody of my ask about exclusive prices. I don't like doing exclusives because the simple fact of what I told you earlier. If I do an exclusive for somebody, they gave me $500. Just say they make a hit song, because I hope everybody that gets on my beats makes a huge hit, crazy song and goes crazy. But if I give up those exclusive rights and I give it to them for 500, and the next thing I know they make a hit and they've made $1 million off of it, was it worth $500? And then, like I said, I won't have a name to it at all. I might as well take my name off and my tag out. That's pointless to me. So I don't even like to do exclusives unless there's something along the lines of like a label is going to be like, all right, we'll do exclusive rights. Don't send this beat to anybody else. In a few years, you get the beat back and do whatever, or pay you royalties, whatever the situation is. But I'm never going to give up full rights again. I've only done that on one beat in particular. And now that I've done it and gone through it, that artist is getting all the attention in the world off of this one particular song, and it's doing a lot of stuff for them, and I don't even get a mention about it. And that's not because I gave up exclusive rights. That's strictly because the music industry does not have much respect for producers. As you know, if the artist made a million plays on this song, didn't I make a million plays on this song too?
Do you think sometimes that the rappers, they be purposely trying to keep the producers broke?
Dude, yes, bro.
So,
Oh, broke? No. Well, broke, yeah, in a way.
because you said that they spell the name wrong, so people can't really search it up and find you. I'm saying, do you think that sometimes they be keeping guys like you, or try to keep guys like you broke? So
I feel dependent on them. Like the only way I can make it is if I keep working with this person. Yes, that's exactly what they do. And the funny thing is, I know that's true because I've had artists tell me that. Like, it's crazy.
what do you mean? Explain.
I've had artists tell me, like, not towards me, but it's like in conversation, like they don't verbatim come out and say, I'm not going to credit this person or put their name all the way out there because I don't want somebody to come and steal this producer from me. That's essentially what they've said, but not in those words. Yes, I have had that. I've even had people in my DMs talking about, send me some beats. You don't send beats anymore. And then I'll say, because you don't send songs back. And then they respond with, I bet if I was Cardi, you'd send beats. I've had people say that to me. I have a
people
DM.
get jealous.
Yeah, bro, I have DMs right now, but man, I wish I got DMs from all kinds of different artists off of some wild shit. I have artists that aren't cool, that were cool at one point in time, and then aren't cool now, and did a song on my beat, and I happen to come across it, put it out there, and they're mad at me talking about, don't drop shit with my name on it, this, that, and the third. You could have asked me about this song or did this, that, and or anything, but I was like, this song was never going to come out because you're not even cool with this person anymore. You weren't even cool. You're not even cool with them anymore. You didn't even like this song because you didn't like your verse, because your verse didn't come out the way you wanted it to. And then the other person ended up doing a better verse than you. And now you're mad because you don't want the song out because you got outdone on the song, on the verse, that a beat that I sent you. You got a feature on it and your feature outdid you on it. And now you don't want it out because you hating on that person. So I'm like, fuck it. I don't give a shit about either one of that. I'm going to put this song out because it's got my name on it. And then I produced it, and then those people will be mad because that's why. Yeah, it's a lot of jealousy and a lot of envy when it comes into here, because a lot of people look like they have it figured out, but really are still trying to figure it out and really don't. And so when they start seeing other people figuring it out and doing something that they're not, they get intimidated and hurt by it. But it's even worse when you're intimidated and hurt by it, and it's a producer outdoing you, because I'm setting myself up to look like the artist. That's why I put my own material out. I don't really know any other producers putting their own material out.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few that are doing shows, like Metro and Sonny.
Yeah, they're doing shows like DJ and sets of their own music that they've already produced. I'm talking about, I'm getting artists and having the artists hop on shit, and that is the project. I put the project together and I put it out under my name. Milan Makes Beats presents. It says Milan Makes Beats featuring, and then the artist name. It's not such and so featuring such and so produced by Milan, and I put it out. That's not what I do. I put it out as if they are the person that is the feature.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself in the position to look like the artist, and a lot of people are intimidated by that, I guess.
Well, people don't even realize that's how it used to work. That's how it used to be back in the day with DJs. It used to be like DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. It was the DJ was the man.
Was the one, because he's the one that makes people feel it. Like, he makes people feel the music. He's the one that's putting you out there. Like, you could rap all day, all you want, but after, like, with nobody's gonna listen to an acapella. You need the beat. And if the beat's doing most of the work in this genre style of music with all the what's, swag rapping, or whatever you want to call it, mumble rap, whatever, like, the beat's doing all the work for you anyway.
Yeah, I think just from the way that you were talking, the biggest issue that I'm seeing with people is they're so pissed because they don't want to risk the fact that they might have to lose $5 now to gain 300 later.
Yeah.
And they don't want to lose. They just like, no, I don't want to lose $5, bro. But you're probably gonna get 300.
300 later. Yeah. Like
300 later if you just just look out and just
exactly.
Let everyone get the shine that they need. Let everyone, whatever happens. They just
no.
why wouldn't you do that?
Because I'm telling you, people aren't. It's a facade. It's a show, man. They're not doing exactly what you think. I put it bro. If I was, let's say, take Future for instance, I really don't think if I said, hey Future, here goes 10 beats, and he makes a whole album, it goes crazy, and I say, hey Future, can you send me one of the song back to these 5 beats that I'm gonna send you? You keep the other 4, but send me one back. I really don't see him tripping about it because he's making so much money elsewhere. He's not gonna give a fuck about that song. Because if you're not getting it the way you claim you be getting it, you'd be upset if somebody's like, damn, they're making money off of my name and I'm not getting anything off of it. You'd be upset.
Yeah, but people gotta learn how to do their business better.
Yeah, and that comes down to management and then knowing what you're doing and what contracts you're signing and how to do stuff like that. But people don't know how to do all that stuff. They just want stuff handed to them or try to wing it and figure it out till something pans out for them.
So moving on from there, speaking about doing business the right way or taking the steps to do it the right way, I heard that Capsule Corp is now. It's not just a producer duo now. You are expanding it to kind of act as a collective / label with artists on there too. Yeah.
That's ideally my end finish goal. I want to be basically what Capsule Corp is. It started off with the producer duo, and then once I started seeing how the game works and how people try to finesse and don't want to do producers right, that's when I was like, all right, well then it seems like the best way to get the money and get the bag and get what I want to do, seems like I need to be a label. But the difference is Capsule Corp's not a finessing label. I have contracts that I give to artists that I will you can get out of your contract and within 30 days. You just have to tell me, and then in 30 days you're out your contract. My contract says you don't even have to give me full rights to everything. You own all of your material. I own all my material. You get this half of your cut. I get this half of my cut. I'm going to help promote you. You help promote me. My contract's as fair as it gets. If a contract's supposed to be fair, how fair? How much? You don't need a 10-page contract to basically say, here goes 50%, here goes your 50%. I'm going to make sure you're done right, and I'm going to make sure I do you right. You don't need 10 pages of that. Them other 10 pages is all those finesse pages I was telling you about. My contract's literally 2 pages, and that's because the backside you got to sign your fucking name to it. And there's some inserts in there where it specifically says you keep everything, I keep everything. You keep your part, I keep my part. If something happens as far as a label wants to contact you and wants to do business with you, and it involves me as well, then they need to contact me and we figure it out. I'm not going to hold nobody's career just because I want some pocket change off of them. The idea behind Capsule Corp is to sign artists, work with them, build them up, and when they get to the point where a major label wants to sign them, that they go on and get signed if they want to, or they stay with Capsule Corp and we continue to build as a collective. I'm not here to try to hold somebody's career and treat them like a slave. Because that's exactly what I'm against. Clearly, based off of this interview, I think you can tell that.
Yeah, for sure. So it sounds like you're doing more artist development than actually signing people.
Well, yeah, I guess essentially, but they actually are signed. They will be signed under Capsule Corp. Capsule Corp. They actually are signed just like you would sign to Interscope. The difference is Interscope may have you have your name and your cadence and everything like that for 5-10 years, however long it is. You have to pay back your advance and put you in a never-ending debt that you're never going to accumulate, because let's say they give you $1 million up front. Your first year, they say, if you don't make it in the first year, we'll just throw more money onto the top of your $1 million to help you build that money back. But that's like a Ponzi scheme. They're both making money, but the person that's at the top is going to make the most. Eventually, the person at the bottom is going to get fucked. That's how It's how labels work, man.
Corey Lingo was telling me how what that is a working capital loan.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
exactly. Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
exactly.
And that you can just get that from a bank.
Yeah, bro. Like let's say a label signs you for like 30 racks, bro. I could just go to the bank, get 30 racks, pay them back, and that'd be the end of it. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, we want your name, by the way. Oh yeah, we want your old material and your new material and 10% off the top of that. No, the bank's just going to give you the money and that'd be it. But let's say you take that 30 vans and you put it into promotion and you do what you're supposed to do with it, because ideally labels take that money and give it to you hoping you're going to fuck it up, so you have to come back to them for more money, and then now you're further in debt. That's what Corey was telling you about. That's because I talked to him like 2-3 days ago about this whole thing. We was laughing about it because we was laughing how people sign their life away thinking it's the best thing in the world because it's a high dollar amount. Man, I'd sign a label. I'd sign to a label with less of that other stuff for a smaller fee. Like if a label is like, hey, we'll give you a $500,000, but we own everything, I'm gonna say no. If they say, hey, we'll give you 30 racks, all you gotta do is pay it back, and then we want a certain percentage of your royalties until it's paid back or something, which is essentially what I would do if I got to that point. Like once I get to that point with Capsule, then that means you just pay your 30 bands back, and then after that everything's profit. There's no 360 deal involved. If you go to a Sprite commercial, I don't want part of your Sprite commercial money. If you go and get an endorsement with something, I don't want part of your endorsement, bro. It'd be cool if you look out, being that I helped you get to there or anything, that'd be cool. But that has nothing to do with music. I don't need any of that. I just want to make sure our business that we do with our music is square. So you're taken care of and I'm taken care of, because I'm tired of getting screwed over, and I'm not going to screw somebody else over, because I'm a firm believer in karma, and I believe in good and bad karma, and I need all the good karma I can get. So I'm not going to sit there and waste my time screwing somebody over after I've preached to you how people get screwed over in the industry.
I heard that, let's say you get dropped from your label and you still owe money.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think, I might be wrong on this, but I don't think you owe that money anymore if you get dropped.
I'm not 100% sure on that, but if I was a label and I was into a finessing label like that, I would drop you and still make you owe your money. So 9 times out of 10, I think that's false. Because why would I put, let's say you're the artist, right? And I'm a label and I sign you, Will, and I'm like, all right, here goes $500,000, and then 6 months down the road, it doesn't pan out right, or you're not doing what you're supposed to do, and we drop you. I've already put $500,000 into you for an advance. No telling how much more money I've put into you in those last 6 months. I'm going to want that money back. It's like labels have money they just throw out like that, but at the same time, they're not going to take a loss.
Yeah, that's
true.
So
I can't really speak on that. I think that's really more so of due to your contract and what your contract says. But if I had to guess, I would definitely think that a label is definitely going to be like, I still want that money back. And that's probably where they get you, where if you move from one label to a different label, we still get 10% of whatever you do with them, and just until you've paid your debt back to us.
Would you ever consider doing a distribution deal between the Capsule Corp collective and a label, but it's with the Capsule Corp entity and not you specifically?
Oh man, to be honest with you, that would be ideal, because like I told you, I would definitely do deals with labels, but it's all a matter of the paperwork. Like I told you, you can send paperwork back. So if a label was to be like, you know what, we see Capsule Corp's really growing, it does a lot more than what people were expecting. We want to sign not you, not China, not your artist, but we want to have Capsule Corp as like a smaller branch, like how you have. I'm trying to think. I can't remember which label it is, but one label is like the parent company, and then there's a smaller label up under it.
It's kind of like how QC is a part of some other bigger label.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely would do that. But the only difference is I would be careful with my contracts, because like I told you, labels want to they see a dollar amount, they see a dollar sign for you, so I would be careful with the contract. But if they were willing to put money behind me and fund me and get me started, and let's say I had a contract to where it's like, all right, you're under I keep saying Interscope because it's the first thing that pops in my head. Let's say Interscope does this, and they're like, all right, we're gonna put you under Interscope as far as Capsule as a whole, but for 5 years, everything you make, we want 10% of it or something like that. And once you pay off the debt that we've given all, like let's say they give me two, three, $4 million for whatever number amount it would take to do what I need to do. We'll give you this money, and for the next 5 years, we take 10% of the royalties with whatever interest it is. And once it's paid off and everything, then you're good and golden. I absolutely would do it. Yeah, because then at that point, I just have to. They're giving me the money to do what I need to do. These labels, all they do is put money to put your songs on playlists on Spotify to make it do well. Put you on billboards. They just put money into promoting you. So if somebody handed me if I walked outside and there's a random bag of $5 million or something, I would do the exact same thing a label would do. I'm going to put myself on these Spotify playlists. I'm going to put myself on billboards. I'm going to put myself on commercials. I'm going to try to go and get Sprite endorsements, Coke, whatever the fuck it is. Try to get some clothes endorsements, whatever it takes, whatever a label would do, I would take that money and do the same for myself. So yeah, I would take that option, but I wouldn't have it to where they own me and own my name. I'd eventually have it to where I'm completely could cut ties with them as long as my debt's paid and everything's cool. Yeah, I definitely would do that. That's ideally what I would want to happen because I can do it myself, but I mean, if somebody's willing to lend a helping hand to do that, yeah. I would take that opportunity.
So, who are the people in Capsule Corp, artist-wise, that you have kind of brought on that you're giving some extra attention to that you're working with right now that you're trying to build up?
Okay. As far as artists go, I have Smooth De Niro, I have Young Neff, I have Lu Chan, I have Lil Turbo, I have Isaiah Sounds. And there's a few others that I'm looking at that I haven't completely gone through the process of signing them. His name is Kaiser 1K. But those are the artists that I have right now. I'm looking into some other like Polo Perks is one of them as well, top one that I was interested in. There's two other artists. One is K Subi. I cannot, and his friend of his name is Icy. Yeah. I can't remember. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, K Subi and Icy live in the same city I'm in.
Oh, really? Yeah. I like their stuff. I like their material. There's a handful of other artists that I was kind of interested in. But those are the artists that I have so far that I'm kind of working with. But I'm thinking about changing the way that I do it because those are artists that I like. But I want fans to like artists as well. So I'm just going to eventually make it like a competition where like, you know, the artists have they do a tape, we'll do a tape together or something or some kind of project. We'll put it out, see how it does, and then I'm going to have fans vote for it. So the fans will get to pick who they want to be in Capsule. That's what I've moved towards now, rather than me just picking and seeing who I like, because I may like somebody and somebody else not. But I want the majority of my fans to like these people. So I'm just going to I'll still pick the people that I like, but for the most part, I'm going to have fans pick it. So if you can't cut it, then I'm sorry. But if the fans like you, you know, that's why would I cut myself short there?
Who are some producers that you would like to collab with this year that you maybe haven't collabed with in a while or you just never have?
Producers that I wouldn't mind collabing with. I really wouldn't mind collabing with all the plugs. I know me and Corey had talked about linking up and doing something. I definitely wouldn't mind working with him. I wouldn't mind working with Stupid Cool. I only have one collab with him, but that's pretty old. I definitely wouldn't mind working with Mexico Dro. I tried working with Digital Nas, and he was like, send something, and I DM'd him, was like, all right, cool, what VSTs do you use? So I could tell him, like, so I could send him something that would be compatible. He never DM'd me back.
He probably thought you were trying to steal his shit.
Yeah, I know that's exactly what he thought. He probably thought I was trying to steal his stuff, but I really was about to send him a collab right then and there. But that's what I mean by, like, you can't turn your nose up to people, you know what I mean? But I wouldn't mind working with them. Aside from those, that's really it, man, to be honest with you. As far as people I haven't worked with, I continue to work with the people I've always worked with. I definitely like working with China, of course. I definitely love working with Akachi. Me and Akachi are cool. He FaceTimes me quite frequently, and we will talk about stuff. He's a cool dude. Who else? That's really it, man. Because to be honest, I don't want to saturate my sound too much anyway, and do too much with my sound. So I want to keep it kind of tight knit. So I don't want to be giving the sound out everywhere and having a whole bunch of people. That's a lot of mistakes that producers make. Like, you can't send beats to everybody, man, because then your sound's everywhere and sounds like everybody. I feel like when you hear my sound, there's only a handful of people you think about, because there's only a handful of people that have really used my beats.
Yeah, yeah. See, that's the thing that I noticed too about you is literally the only song. I'm like literally the only songs that I'm seeing right now are the big songs. But if you search some people up, like produced by this,
Everybody and their mama got a song with their beat on it. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
it kind of makes you more exclusive.
And that's the way I'm trying to keep it, is to be more of an exclusive sound, because that's how you keep that longevity. If I just sat here and gave beats out to Uno, Fani, Cardi, Lil Yachty, like everybody and their mama, like it's not going to sound like a particular sound. So just like how we were talking about how the artists have switched up on their producers, and now they kind of like, you know what I mean? Like they kind of fizzled out. It goes the same way as producers. So if you're sending beats to everybody, trying to get a placement with everybody, yeah, it might, boost your cloud up. Yeah, you get your credits up there. But when you stick to a particular sound, that's how you grow and mold and build. That's why I have my own artists, because then it keeps that sound in-house.
I see producers with big credits and they still selling beats for like 50 at least.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. I meant to mention that earlier. You producers have to up their price. If I put it like this, you said you already know that I charge $250 for the lease, $500 for the exclusive. If we have any of the same credits, even if it's only just one, your leases should be no lower than, you shouldn't be going any lower than $50-$60. You should be telling people my leases are $100 and then work within that price range. If we have the same credits and your leases are $25, you're cutting yourself short. But since you've already sat there and sold a million people beats for $25, nobody's going to take you serious when you say, all right, now my beats are $250. I've always said $250 from the beginning, or I wasn't selling the beat to them. I was doing some other kind of agreement.
So I think we're gonna wrap this up here, but before we go, is there anything that you want to say before we sign off?
Yeah, I just want everybody to, if you've been following me and been listening to my stuff, been a fan and been supporting me, I want you to continue, spread the word, spread the love. I appreciate everything. Go check out the Wave 1 album. It's doing great. Everything is above 10,000 plays on Spotify and all streaming platforms. I want that to continue. I have physical copies available on Amazon. You can actually buy it. If you buy it and mail it to me, I'll sign it or do whatever, do something cool like that. A lot of people have been asking me to do that, which I thought is crazy. And, because I didn't think people really like my stuff like that. But I appreciate all the love and support. Continue to do this, continue to watch out for the things that we got coming. We've got a lot of new material coming out soon, and I appreciate all the love and support from all the fans and everybody that's always been here since day one.
Good deal. So if anyone wants to follow you or contact you, how can they do that? What's the best way to do it?
The best way to do it is literally Google Milan Makes Beats, because you can Google me now. You can find whatever you need to know. So if you want to find my Twitter, Milan Makes Beats. If you want to find SoundCloud, Milan Makes Beats. Spotify, iTunes, Milan Makes Beats. If you want to email me, MilanMakesBeats@gmail. Everything's Milan Makes Beats. That makes it easy for everybody. Just know my name, and I promise you can find me wherever you need to find me.
Good shit, man. I appreciate you coming on here and sitting down and having a talk with me about all this. We got a lot of stuff hammered out.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you having me, man. I know it took a while. We've been talking back and forth. It's just school and life and stuff like that. But I'm glad we finally got it done.